All right. I'd like to speak to you guys today about the power of second chances. Second chances are opportunities to start anew, to turn things around, and to learn from our mistakes. There are the moments when we can let go of our past and embrace a better future. Let's be honest. We all make mistakes, and we all have regrets. But what sets us apart is what we do with those mistakes and regrets. Do we let them define us? Or do we use them as a stepping stone for a better tomorrow? One of the most powerful examples of second chances in action is the story of Malala Yousafzai. Malala is a young woman from Pakistan who was shot by the Taliban for speaking out against their repression of girls' education. The nerve of these guys. Miraculously, she survived her attack and was given a second chance at life. Rather than retreating in fear, she used her voice to become a global advocate of education and women's rights. Malala's second chance not only allowed her to survive, but to become an inspiration to millions of people all around the world. Now, I believe that second chances aren't just about survival. They're also about transformation. When we're given a second chance, we have to be open to change and to embrace new perspectives. This transformation requires us to challenge our beliefs and habits, to confront the parts of ourselves that we may not be proud of, but to take action towards becoming better versions of ourselves. Now, I'd like a show of hands if you ever found yourself at the wrong place, at the wrong time, with the wrong people. Yeah, we've been there, right? So allow me to tell you a personal story of when that transpired with myself. It happens to be on May 27th, 2005, 18 years ago on this very day, while sitting in my vehicle with a group of friends, chilling, Memorial Day weekend, no school, sitting on a side street, not too far from where we are today, when I heard a knock, a tapping at my window. And in that moment, when you feel something before you see it? To give you an example, when I would be young and I would be riding my bicycle and I would fall over and I would feel the pain, but not until my mom said, "You're bleeding," then I would cry. That moment. And in that moment, I knew my life would change forever. As I looked to my left and I observed who was at my window, I realized it was members of the Youth Violence Strike Force. In my neighborhood, we call them the gang unit. And my life would change forever. You see, now I was facing 7 years, but I had bigger problems. I'm not from here. I'm from Haiti. And I immigrated here at the young age of 7 years old. And growing up in the inner city, I pride myself on being ready for anything that can possibly come my way. But nothing, and I mean nothing, can prepare me to lose my freedom. And so, as I signed this plea agreement, attempting to avoid 7 years of jail time. I didn't know it then, but I was volunteering myself to be deported. Because now, the government said, hey, that offense was deportable. So imagine at 17 years old, you're stripped of your right, or you thought was your right to be here, being so naive. Furthermore, I lost my work authorization, which is a privilege as an immigrant. No job, couldn't work, couldn't provide for myself. I became depressed, stressed out. It was absolutely the lowest point in my life. And let me tell you about the power of support systems. My stress must have shown because while at home, a friend of mine called me. He said, why are you always here at home doing nothing? There's a local pizza shop down the street. You should go and apply. I said, brother, I cannot work. But for some reason, that encouragement led me to go apply. And they hired me. And they also paid me cash in exchange for my services. And although I was working and I felt great to contribute to society, in a change of events, suddenly, while I was working and waiting on my deportation letter, on January 12th, 2010, a catastrophic magnitude 7.0 earthquake hit my homeland country of Haiti. Devastation. My mom called my family members back home. We were checking to see if everyone was safe. And luckily for us, nobody in my family died that day. But the CDC says that 200,000 people died in that earthquake. 200,000 people. And I couldn't believe that out of this tragedy came my triumph. Because 9 days after that, under President Barack Obama, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security designated something called TPS, which means Temporary Protective Status. Under this new designation, Haitian nationals like myself were able to reapply, obtain green card or legal status, and here's the icing on the cake. We're protected from deportation. This second chance not only saved my life, it also gave me new purpose. I continued to work at this pizza shop, but I applied for TPS, and a few weeks later, I was approved. I reapplied for my green card, and I found a new path in life. 2 years after being in that pizza shop, I started my own pizza company, and we've been succeeding for 10 years now. Since starting my company, I've helped countless others find their second chances. I work with the Department of Corrections, and I help ex-convicts reintegrate into society by providing them with opportunities. So how can we create a culture of second chances? Here are a few suggestions. First, be honest with yourself. Identify the areas in your life that you seek to change. Second, you must be willing to take risks. Sometimes, second chances only come to those who take a leap of faith. Third, learn from our mistakes. Don't let them define you, but instead use them. Use them as a source of strength and wisdom. And finally, Be patient. Second chances don't always come quickly or easily. But if you stay focused and you stay committed, they will come. Trust me. Now, I told you all what I did with my second chance. When you're given yours, what are you going to do with it? Thank you.